This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me, I swear it wasn't me!
The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at his table when he drank from that poisoned cup of coffee.
No, you're wrong! I know what I saw! I saw! I saw! I saw someone else there, a man! He's the real killer! Why won't anyone believe me? Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you? Mr. Wright.
This court finds the defendant guilty.
What?
This court is adjourned.
What? January 6, 10:03 a.m. Wright Cole Law Offices. Und ja, ich glaube, ich mache heute nur bis 10. Ich immer noch recht Matsche bin, schon wieder. Aber ja, das heißt, wir können noch mal ein bisschen in den nächsten Fall reingucken. Das ist auch schon der vorletzte Fall dann. The start of the new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. I bet it does, Maya. So, I've decided that our resolution should be Zvari, take on the world. What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya, but I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake. Never, you've got to eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game.
Hey, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing here? Happy New Year, Detective.
Likewise. Now listen up right, I wanna...
Here's to another fruitful year of Lawyer Police Corporation.
Yeah, me too. Alright, pal, you got some explaining to...
Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective?
Well, here, have this. It's just really nothing much, but...
Yay, thanks.
Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat.
Hey, what about Pearlie? You haven't forgotten her present, have you?
No, yes, no. You're doing this on purpose.
Guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year?
Very funny, pal. Now, let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this.
What is it? A magazine? Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced.
Huh? Let me see that.
The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this?
It's a report, pal, about you.
Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case.
Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it.
But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from anyway?
December of last year, which I guess makes it last month.
Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in the poisoning case in December. So what do you think this is all about, Nick?
Or if it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility.
No way. You don't mean...
A phony,
Nick? This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one, too. An article from December 5th says, I was trounced and my client was found guilty.
So, what are you gonna do about it, pal?
What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of.
Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves?
But I didn't do anything wrong, at least not that I can remember.
You better make this right, pal, now. And that means taking the case back to court, got it?
Sounds like we've got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto. Kann ich einfach... Aber, hä? Ich dachte, der Fall wäre jetzt schon am 5. Dezember als guilty abgeschlossen. Wie kann ich denn damit dann nochmal vor Gericht gehen? I don't know. The judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. Genau. It's not going to be easy to get it overturned. I guess that New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year.
So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something, okay, pal?
I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix Wright. If a client entrusted the case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Das heißt, am 5. Dezember hat irgendjemand sich als Phoenix Wright ausgegeben und dafür gesorgt, dass jemand ein Guilty Verdict bekommen hat? Oder wie habe ich das zu verstehen? Das ist jetzt, was ich da gerade... So habe ich das jetzt interpretiert. Und wir wollen jetzt dahin gehen und sagen, hier, können wir den Fall nochmal machen? Das war ich doch gar nicht. Glaube ich. So, what's our first move? I guess we go down to the detention center and talk. Wait a sec, Nick. This person's behind bars because of you. Whoever it is isn't going to be jumping at the chance to meet you, right? Let's get one thing straight. It wasn't me. It was a fake me that did this. I wonder if he looks exactly like you. You're a phony. Xin Eohp. I mean, ach so, Phoenix rückwärts. I hope not. What kind of name for an evil double is Xin Eohp anyway? Nick, I've got it. If you're going to ask whether I've got a twin brother, the answer is no. Spoil sport. Did you notice Gumshoe was acting weirder than usual, or was it just me? What do you mean? I mean, he was really worked up. Like a guy who's just found out he's going to be a dad or something. Yeah, I guess he was acting kind of strange. Maybe he realized he's got strong feelings for you, Nick. Considering how we interact, I seriously doubt that, Maya. And I don't even want to imagine. Well, if he wasn't nervous because of you, then maybe it's because of our new guilty client? Oh. Okay, das war jetzt voll der Spoiler. Ich frage mich, ob sich da noch jemand dran erinnert und dementsprechend schon vorhersehen kann, wer unser Klient ist. Na, wer erinnert sich? This is so nerve-wracking, waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person get tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. The kind of talk could ruin me. It wasn't me. Ah! Ja. Ich hoffe, ihr erkennt sie noch. Haben wir schon ein Profil? Nee. How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying for a whole month. Aren't you... Yes, I am. I'm totally and utterly let down. Are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie. Remember? Maggie Bird. Die war im Tutorial-Fall von Ace Attorney 2, wo Phoenix kurz vorübergehend sein Gedächtnis verloren hatte. Und da war sie doch auf einem Date mit einem anderen Polizisten, der dann umgebracht wurde, und sie wurde dafür beschuldigt und ihr Name wurde falsch in den Sand geschrieben, weil sie so einen komischen, das war eine der Sachen, die man da zum Beispiel dann als Contradiction aufzeigen musste. Da war ja der Name von ihr noch in den Sand geschrieben, aber halt falsch, weil der wahre Täter ihren Namen halt nur am Telefon gehört hat und so. Don't pretend you don't know me, it's Maggie. Maggie Bird. Maggie Bird. Ah. Maggie Bird. She's the policewoman I defended that one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop, too. But you don't look like a cop anymore. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you acquitted? Oh, sure. Very funny. After that fifth-grade defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Oh, I see. So that's where we stand right now. I'm sorry you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Das hat sie im zweiten Teil auch gesagt. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now the real Mr. Right is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. Okay, yes, ma'am. So how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. I'm sorry. It's okay, I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. So what do you do now? In the second act of The Life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of a waitress. A waitress? Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir. And then you got into this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. Okay, what happened? This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month. And it happened at Très Bien. Très Bien? Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and friendly smile are always included. Oh. There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee. And then... one of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just 1 sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I've never seen the guy before. Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course, a good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. So you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright. Well, guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. Guilty verdict. So if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Klar, dann kannst du natürlich viel behaupten. Saw what? The other man. The one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. But how is that possible? I don't know. But nobody, not one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job. That wasn't me, okay? And then, they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. What? Poison in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket when I was unconscious. And no one else saw this other guy. No, sir, that's what everyone said, but I don't see how they could have missed him. Ist ja schon mal mysteriös. Weil offenbar waren ja eine Menge andere Zeugen da und alle haben gesagt, da saß jemand anders am Tisch. Obwohl sie klar jemand anders am Tisch gesehen hat. The other guy. I was the one who took the coffee to the 2 men. Oh, and what was your impression of them? Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry. In music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for their debut, I guess. So it was a band CD? Maybe a promo disc? Maybe it was MC Screwdriver. Soll das MC Hammer sein? Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? What was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. Only that he was a young man. Well built, like the victim, really. Oh yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey, this article's about my case. Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits.
Me?
Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Hey, Maggie. Was my evil double Maya rückwärts here too? No, I don't remember a phony you, Maya. Aw, well, it would have been so cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate.
I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime.
You said, okay, I get the picture, but you've met me in person before, so how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me? I guess, looking back now, it was a little strange. Only a little? Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady, and your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this kind of funny accent, and...
So the guy was nothing like me then?
But he had your spiky hair and blue suit.
Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me?
How about everyone else in the courtroom, like the judge and the observers? Didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had these big question marks on their faces, but it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial?
Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney, so we should be able to get a retrial.
Mr. Wright? Do you think we'll win next time, sir? My life has been a full-course meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, holy shit.
How did you even survive that?
I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. I even landed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. But I will survive because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day.
Marke Suzuki, weiß ich gar nicht mehr.
And one day I'll find it. Just you wait and see, sir. I'll find that one single moment of good luck. Xin Eohp is really gonna pay for this.
What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya is right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out.
We'll find him, don't you worry. We'll get Xin Eohp for you. Thank you. Oh, I'll tell you what Très Bien is then.
Oh, right. The restaurant where the murder took place.
Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. All right, Nick. Let's go check out this restaurant and its food.
Okay. Kann ich dir doch hier mein Attorney's Badge präsentieren?
That badge, is it real?
Of course it's real.
That's what they all say. But I've been duped before. Give it to me for a sec.
Chomp.
She bit into it. And I left a few teeth marks too.
I can see that. Thanks.
I just wish I could remember if that means it's real or a fake.
I said it was real. No reason to fucking bite it. Oh, vielleicht noch irgendwas Interessantes, wenn ich...
No matter what happens, I never let things get me down. You're always so positive, aren't you, Maggie? Macho
Maggie Bird, they say. The early bird catches the worm, bird in the hand.
Wow, all those phrases are named after you?
No.
And I never turn my back on anything. You're always so strong, aren't you, Maggie? Macho Maggie Bird, they say. I'm a tough old birdie.
Tough old bird, Nick.
Do you get it?
Yeah, I guess. Just leave me alone. I regret even presenting this. Okay, Gumshoe, was hast du für uns?
It's been ages since we came down to the precinct, huh, Nick?
Stimmt, ich glaube, das haben wir in diesem Teil noch gar nicht gemacht. Looks like Gumshoe isn't around.
He's got it so easy, leaving everyone else to do the work.
No, he's out there somewhere. My bet is on the courthouse. He's probably trying to arrange the retrial of this case.
Guess that means we should go to the detention center and chat with our killer, huh?
Haben wir doch schon gemacht. After being convicted without a fair trial, I'm not sure killer is the right label. Kann ich die Maskottchen hier nochmal untersuchen?
Hey, that's the police mascot, isn't it? It's so cute.
First, hello, Badger. It was my idea. I made it, and now it's the national symbol of the police force. So what's with the pink one? It's new, right?
She's not an it, Nick. She's a she, right, Chief?
Yep, meet the pink badger.
So one's called Blue, and the other's called Pink. But they're both called Badger.
You got it. They're married.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Badger seem to be cuffed together, Chief.
You got it. That's marriage for you.
Oh, a mascot that's deeper than the deepest of the deep oceans. This must be the chief of the detectives here. He's glued to his computer screen.
What? Master Musketeer up at the bank? What is he doing?
Hands up, you skull wags. You're under arrest. Hey, that's our job. Looks like Rondelai's opted for a new career. Quit surfing the net, Chief.
Sorry. Oh, just,
Things feel pretty tense in here. These are the detectives' desks. There are computers and files on each one. Funny, they're a lot tidier than I expected. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desks. Who are you? That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. Don't die running a red light. Die the old-fashioned way of old age. We have a winner. Inject a bit of humor, that's the key. He must be coming up with slogans for a safety campaign, I guess. Yeah, well, that's not a very good slogan. Oh. A poster of a female police officer. Wait, no. That's the latest Babes in Uniform calendar. My bad. Na gut. Dann gehen wir mal zu Très bien. Also, muss ich da hier hin und von da aus weiter? Ah. 6. Januar. Très bien. Oh. Oh, neue Musik. Was heißt denn? Oh Gott. Oh Gott. Guckt euch mal das Bild da rechts an. Der Chefkoch oder was es ist. Wow, look at this place. Look? More like smell. What is with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not all that into it. No one's coming to seat us. Maybe there's no one here. Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant and it's open for business. Hello, anyone here? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. Perfect, let's get intrusive. If there's no one here, we can take anything we want. Yeah, I suppose we can. Isn't that a crime or something? Was heißt denn fermé? Geschlossen? It's the restaurant's front entrance. There's a sign hanging on the door written in French. It probably says open or closed. It must be one or the other, but I don't know which since I don't know Jack. Jack is about French. Jack. Ich meine, wenn Maya gerade meint, es ist offen, dann muss da hinten ja geschlossen draufstehen, aber vielleicht kann hier irgendjemand Französisch, ich nicht. It's a rack full of fashion magazines and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic sometime, huh, Maya? Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every now and then. That would be interesting to see. There's something stuffed in behind the rack. Oh, stimmt. Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, and oh, look at this. Someone has scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber. MC Bomber. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. $100,000? Maybe? I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. This paper, it's from December 3rd. Plus you should wash your acolyte clothes once in a while. Das ist ja kurz vor der Gerichtsverhandlung. This paper is from the day of the poisoning. What? Ja, die Polizei hier wieder sehr gut alles untersucht, wenn das da immer noch steckt. Paper from the day of the murder. This has got to be a clue. There's got to be a clue. I should see if I can find out some more about this paper. It's a rack full of fashion magazines, all in French. Okay. So, we found that sports paper behind this magazine earlier. We're trying to find out everything I can about it. Ihr könnt ja mal Maggie präsentieren und wahrscheinlich auch Gumshoe. Was haben wir da? Look at all the little trinkets tucked away in here. I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of these personally. Let's see, a bouquet of flowers, some potpourri, and look, fine bone china cups. I never knew you were so cultured. Come on, Maya. This is common knowledge. Any Joe Schmo knows this much. Well, apparently not Maya. Look, it's one of those magical boxes that spits out money. You know, you're the only person who would ever describe a cash register in that way. Magic boxes that spit out money. So, Q. Diesmal vergesse ich nicht, dass es das gibt. This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all this police tape all around it. And that stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. Then why can I picture you doing just that? This restaurant has partitions that separate the tables. When you're seated at a table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. Ja, aber wir haben dann die anderen Leute gesehen, ob da nicht noch jemand saß. Dann, na gut, wahrscheinlich ist es gegenüber davon vielleicht noch ein Tisch oder die anderen Leute an den anderen Tischen sind ab und zu mal auf Toilette gegangen oder sowas und haben da keine Person gesehen. Erfahren wir bestimmt noch mehr zu. This table's set nicely, just needs a customer. What do you think this flower is, Nick? Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like a tulip and it's not a sunflower, I don't think. Even I could have told you that. Well, those are the only kinds of flowers I know. Dang a bit. Was ist das denn? Dang a bit. I'm a lawyer, not a botanist. Botanist? Wow, it's a beautiful winter wonderland out there. Really? Cool. I love snow. Let me sneeze. Let me sneeze, genau. Ich würde auch gerne mal wieder Schnee sehen. Ob wir jemals nochmal hier wieder welchen bekommen? Huh? It's not white. It's not even snowing. Gotcha. I was only kidding, Maya. Nick. Yeah, lies that are okay to tell and lies that definitely aren't. All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about non-existent white snow. Sieht aber ein bisschen aus, als wäre da Schnee auf den Bäumen draußen. Sonst sehe ich jetzt aber nichts hier. Ich kann nochmal hier so ein bisschen hin und her wedeln. Wahrscheinlich, um hier mehr zu untersuchen, müssen wir vielleicht erst Erlaubnis kriegen oder so. Lustige Musik. Hast du was zu sagen zu diesem Dingsbums hier? Oh, a sports paper. Let's see. Did Gutston Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie, that paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. And Gutston got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. Oh, no. I found this paper in the magazine rack at Très Bien. Really? That's strange. Très Bien doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. Then maybe one of the customers left it behind. Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. That's it, sir! MC Bomber! That was the name that was written on the CD! Just as I thought. I guess it wasn't MC Screwdriver after all, huh? Kann ich da eigentlich auch mal drauf gucken? Ah, kann ich. Da unten links ist ein Mars de Masque Gemälde. Okay, dann steht da 100.000 durchgestrichen und dann steht da MC Bomber. Und rechts steht 500.000 auch durchgestrichen. Und eine Bombe unten drunten sagt mir noch nicht wirklich was. So that $100,000 must be a down payment for a record deal, right? If someone gave me 100,000, I'd sing for sure. The Master of Kurain or the Spirit Song or even Maya's theme. Okay, Maya. So if the sample CD was on the victim's table, that means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. You're right. So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? Ja, weil dann tot war und es nicht mehr mitnehmen konnte, ne? I think we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick? Okay. Hast du noch was Neues dazu zu sagen? Nein. Dann ist ja jetzt bestimmt Gumshoe hier. Oh. Oder auch nicht. Aber wir haben doch jetzt sonst nichts gefunden. Nochmal hier hin. Kann ich dir das präsentieren? MC Bomber. And don't forget that 100,000 too. There's something about that name, MC Bomber. Yeah, it's a pretty unusual name. Everyone's worried about bombs these days, I guess. I'm not sure that has any bearing on anything related to this case. Anyway, we should really look into this some more. Ja, aber wie denn? Kann ich hier vielleicht noch irgendwas anderes präsentieren? Noch ein paar Profile? Oh, Detective Gumshoe. He really looked out for me when I was on the force. Have you seen him recently? No, he's never been to the restaurant. Guess he's not a fan of French cuisine, huh? He's an instant noodle type of guy after all. Ich wette, der kann sich das nur nicht leisten, da zu essen. Yeah, he prefers the simple things in life. Und er steht auf Maggie, deswegen war er auch so nervös. Genau, was ich meinte. Or he's just simply too poor to afford anything else. Anything about him? You know I used to be in the police force, sir, but I'm incarcerated now, so I can't use my connections to help you. All I can tell you about now is info about ex-cons or the clientele of Caribbean. Don't let it get you down, Maggie. Thanks for your help last year. Oh, it was nothing. I'm glad we got you off the hook. I hope you can help me out this year, too. Yeah, me too. It would be sweet if we could get that verdict overturned, and if we could not let this become a yearly thing. The annual Maggie Bird case. Habe ich irgendwas hier übersehen? Oh! Nee, jetzt passiert was Neues. January 6th, très bien. Oh la la, bonjour. Welcome to la très bien. Oh nein. Oh, hello? What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. What the f... What the f... Ich muss das Bild ausmachen. What the... Werden ja schöne Albträume heute Nacht. Bienvenue. Welcome to my petit restaurant. Bienvenue? Oh no, my petit Philippe. Oh God. Me? Look at... Can't fucking do this. Oh God. Look at his face. Like he didn't rejected by its own mother. You are fatigued, no? Alors, you need this? And ich muss ja mal eben nebenbei erwähnen, dass ich das Spiel 2 französischen Freunden von mir empfohlen habe. Und die spielen das auch schon fröhlich durch. Ich glaube, wir sind jetzt bei Teil 2. Bin mal gespannt auf deren Reaktion, wenn die hier hinkommen. Wobei, die spielen es auf Französisch. Wahrscheinlich wird er da dann eben irgendwie anders sein. An aromatic bath oil mélange of la neroli and la rose. My personal recommendation. You think I need... what? Oui, just add a couple of drops of this mixture to the bath water and voila. It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantastique. Really? And voila, monsieur. Me? Look at that face, like la puppy. Rejected by life itself. You are fatigued, no? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil of bergamot and maybe a hint of oui. I will add la peppermint and la clary-sage for a fragrance exceptional. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. My beauty? Alors, if you will be seated, I will bring you la special menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat, we're lawyers. Maybe... Keine Ahnung, wie man das ausspricht. Mais bien sûr. I know this already, monsieur. You are the Phoenix, right? No? Yeah, you know me. But oui, I never forget a man who flirts with me. Especially in court. I guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious Xin Eohp. It looks like everyone to do with this case knows who I am already. I wonder what sort of impression Xin Eohp has been leaving on people, don't you? Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong. Oh god. Enchanté. Très bien. So what does très bien mean? I know très, that means 3, right? No. Très bien is François. In English you would say very good. Oh, very good. Ja, das war das einzige Französisch, das ich jetzt selber noch verstanden hätte. Oui, exactement. La atmosphère est très bien, and la cuisine est très bien. If the food is so good, why aren't there any customers in here? My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate la irgendwas cuisine. I thought everyone liked hot cuisine. Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands. So you're running this place on your own now? Oui, for the moment, no one has answered my advertisement. Oh, pour moi. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I am la chef. I am la manager. I am also a trained aromatherapist. A roaming what? A practitioner d'aromatherapy? The art of soothing the soul with the delicate floral aroma. Delicate. The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. Okay, what happened? So could you tell me what you know about the incident without looking like you're gonna jump at me and kiss me all over my hot body? Bien, it makes me sad to remember it, yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened. Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing. So it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 in the afternoon. A man who was in here for a coffee suddenly became ill. Because of the poison in his coffee. That is the truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in the kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he was already slumped in his chair. He was dead. Mon Dieu, oui, he was dead. Maggie had passed out also. And this man who died, was he alone? Oui, monsieur. All alone. I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but... So what the... I see. The police, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the table, they asked. But I am not the only one. The old man said the same thing. Old man? What old man? So who is this old man that you mentioned? At the time of the murder, there was another customer in here. What? Someone else saw it? Oui, as usual, he came alone that day. At the time of the murder, he was here. He saw it too. But he said the same thing, that there was no one else at the victim's table. How the fuck can that be? But Maggie swears there were 2 people. Mademoiselle, the lawyer, he could not prove this, no? About the lawyer, that was me, I suppose? Yes, well, he's the first person who said it wasn't me. Don't kid yourself, Nick. Now, who's the one making stuff up? We found this sports paper in the magazine rack here. One of my customers must have left it behind. Do you have any idea which customer it was? The only ideas I have, mademoiselle, I save for my kitchen. And for your outfit, apparently. I am not a lawyer myself. I do not wish to speak out of turn. But your defense in court that day was a little, how you say, lacking perhaps. Even a Frenchman who cannot speak any English could have done a better job. Meine Güte, Phoenix Imposter muss ja echt mega beschissen gewesen sein. You were very cool though. Oh, oui, so handsome. Wow, I wonder just how bad the defense could have been. Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred. Oh man, that is something I don't want to imagine. Anything about this? Please, monsieur, there is no need to show me that. You are, Monsieur Phoenix Wright, the worst defense attorney in town. Oh. I think I can imagine how you formed this completely wrong impression of me. Last time we met, did I show you this badge? Oui, you flashed it to everyone in the restaurant. Looks like Xin Eohp is a bigger fan of flashing stuff than you are, Nick. Huh. Oh, vielleicht nochmal eben irgendwelche Profiles. Was zu Maggie? Maggie was a policewoman once, n'est-ce pas? Yes, but she had to quit for reasons beyond her control. Oui, she was the suspect in the murder investigation, no? You know about that? That is why I gave to her la perfume for la happiness.
Happiness perfume?
Oui, blended from bergamot, like I have given to you before.
But she's been arrested again, and found guilty this time.
This is true. Her natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong.
Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work.
I am not surprised she was the prime suspect, after something like that took place before my very eyes.
Oh. Ah, ist ja gut, dass ich nochmal Profile präsentiert habe. Ich war schon kurz davor wegzugehen. Something like what? What's this guy talking about?
Does this mean Maggie didn't have a motive?
We've got to ask this guy for more info. Stat. Moment, ich präsentiere nochmal andere Sachen.
It is hard to imagine, I know, but I was an apprentice for 5 years in La Gay
Yeah, the gay part is certainly not hard to imagine.
Wow, in Paris, it was something La Chef there said to me that made me decide to open my own restaurant. What were his exact words again? Ah, I remember.
Get the fuck out of here! What was it?
That awful man said to me, you must train for another 10 years. Oh, it was such a shock, so unexpected, but you would have to be a fool to do this, no?
Okay.
About this. Felicitations!
Was? No comprehend.
Nick, don't just make something up.
Geh nochmal eben alle durch, zur Sicherheit.
Oh, mon Dieu. That's my sister. Ah, oui, another delight. But you have a certain je ne sais quoi that I do not sense from your sister.
I do? Yeah, because she's fucking alive.
So throw your head eye, thrust out your feminine features. Do not lose heart, ma fille. You are a woman extraordinaire.
Do I look like I need cheering up or something?
Oh la la, you have such a pretty smile, my petite Julie.
Oh, me?
Oui, la smile is the most important thing for us girls, n'est-ce pas?
Was heißt denn hier us girls?
Sure. If you want a job here, it is yours, precious.
Okay, let's just go. Quatsch, nee, let's just go. Ich muss ja doch auf die Sache ansprechen, die ich freigeschaltet habe. Maggie's motive und dann machen wir Schluss für heute. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen?
Oui, I suppose you could say so.
So what happened?
No, it was nothing.
Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy, but she's still been indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive.
Oui. It is true.
Ob der sich gut mit Mama verstehen würde, die können sich gegenseitig den Bonito. Oh Gott.
It is true.
If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant.
So please, tell us anything you know.
What the fuck? Cyclops?
No, wait, what are we going to do, Nick?
We'll just have to remove...
What's wrong?
The Magatama. It's gone.
Was?
Was? Hä? Okay, das ist doch mal ein schöner Moment zum Speichern. Ich will es jetzt nicht Cliffhanger nennen, weil Cliffhanger ist jetzt nicht wirklich, aber ich bin gerade selber ein bisschen WTF, weil daran erinnere ich mich überhaupt nicht mehr. Warum, hä? Hat uns das irgendjemand geklaut? Aber wer?